Hello everybody, Frankie Day here for Frankie Day Models. Okay fellas, had a short day of the job day, got off work about a half an hour ago. I got me a cup of coffee cooking on the old stove. I gotta get some hot joe in me. I didn't get too much coffee this morning, so I'll probably get up for some coffee in a few minutes, so you gotta please forgive me for that. But the main topic for this video, for this handsome, wonderful, beautiful, blessed 70-ish weather out here in Ohio land, for Thursday, I have for you my winter build that I'll be producing in front of you. So I got the Lancaster and my Blenheim bomber. I got that on hold for a while. I may bounce on that later on, not now. I found a better game to play in now since I'm getting the modeling ship bug in me. Bruce Kerr from Mystic Mystic Ship Models. I mean, excuse me, Bruce. Be having uh, some ship model building going on. You guys know me, I'm bouncing around from here to balsa wood, vacuum forms, back to ship models, back to planes. What else is there? But it's time to do some work on some ship models. Okay, this is my second build of this model, and we're going to bring the camera down and we're going to take a look at what I'll be doing. I'm going to bring the parts out, the whole kit and caboodle, and discuss it and tell people out there who are building HMAS Victory what to do and what not to do. Because I had experience building this thing once, and I knew what I should have done, what I didn't, and I paid penalty for it. And we'll get along with that as we in view of the Heller 1/100 scale HMS Victory. Okay, we'll bring the camera down over here. Enough of me, some more of this. Okay, guys. Get this mouse out of the way. Okay. Get this camera squared away here, guys. Okay, here it is right here, fellas. This is a Heller HMS Victory. There's 2,107 parts. I mean to tell you, there's a lot of parts to this thing. And the treatments of the plans and assembly sequences are very, very foreign, opposed to any domestic kind of ship model that's produced in the United States of America, such as Revell and Monogram, even their picks. This is all made in France. The plastic in this kit is almost resin-like. It's nothing compared to Airfix plastic, Revell, Monogram, Aurora, Limburg, ICM, ITC, Ringo, Mattel, Ideal, all these and Comet models, and all these manufacturers of the past that made injection plastic models. The styrene in this is almost resin-like. You know what happens to resin if you try to force it? You get this, it'll bust on you. Bunk. That's what happens to this if you ain't careful. The hull is very strong. What you need to do is, when you build these things, build this model before you get along with the inbox review of this kit, is everything from here on up, plus from here up to here, and all your yards, spanker, also your gaff, got to be replaced with wooden dowling. Let me tell you why. I built this thing one time, and I was pulling in a vane right here. That was the top forward Royal mainsail yard. You had over here, you had your vane guides. It comes through here and right down there, all the way down to the fife rail. Well, I pulled a little harder than I should, and snap! The yards will snap. They're hollowed out. So, okay, without damaging the rigging, I think I got a better idea. So I got me a straight pin. clipped off the head, stuck the pin inside one part of the yard, took the other part of the yard that got broke from, and plugged it in and reinforced that part. These parts will break easy, so if you do any tugging on this, so be careful. Even if you actually move your hand and bop it, you'll bust it. The yards are very, very, very brittle. And that's why I say that was the first mistake that I've made, that I've learned from that building that kit. I got a little small miniature lathe that's probably about a little less than a meter long. And I had this thing for years. I will chuck up my yards and I'll turn it from there. Now, for those who don't have a lathe, say, Frank, I don't have a lathe. How am I supposed to taper out my yards and stuff like that? It's easy. Let me show you guys something right here. Say this is a yard. Right here. Your top Ford Royal Mainstay yard right here. That's a yard. And you got nothing but plain doweling like this. No taper to it at all. You got to take a measurement from here to there, and see how big it is and find the center of it. Once you find the center, you mark the center with a pencil. Then, with a pencil, that pencil mark, you take your mill bastard file and turn the wood. See how I'm turning them on my hands? Just like say, hey, come, you owe me money. Come on, gimme. Do the same thing on here. You turn, and you just keep on doing it until it's tapered down. Then you turn around the end of the yard and do the same thing. It'll take it down. Now, for the yards up here, get the taper. Either do that method, or you can chuck it in your lathe and taper it as it's turning. Now, here's a lathe everybody has, don't know. Let me look. Old Frankie Day here will teach you. Well, it was here. You take a drill, a hand drill. There's a chuck on it. Loosen up that chuck. You stick a piece of doweling inside that chuck. And you take that collar, close up your chuck and that collar, it'll hold it still. Now, it's going to be brittle like this. You're going to say, this is going to be flimsy. What you do is when you start up your drill, you add a little pressure on here, and your pressure is right here. It ain't going to snap. Because that drill's going, ooh, it's turning this thing, how many thousand RPMs, I wouldn't know. As it's turning, you take sandpaper and go like this back and forth. And just keep squeezing. Hold more here until it gets to a taper. And it'll just keep on tapering because it's turning evenly. You see it as it tapers. Then for the Mast band, you take a small doweling. You take a saw. You cut off a piece of that doweling for your Mast band like this. Then you glue it on top of there. It gives you the Mast band on top of here. That's a mistake that I made on this. Now, you can get by building the kit without going through all that. That's just extra work you don't supposed to be need. But it's the plastic in this stuff, guys, you know. I don't know if I had a bad kit or not, but it seems to me it's bringing back a lot of memories to me. It's pretty much the same as the last one I built 25 years ago. And so that's a word of caution. Just please, please, please be careful with your yards, your mast, your doublings, everything. It's very fragile up here. It don't take much to bust all that. That'll break easy. Like I say, it's hollow. It's plastic. It don't take much. It's got to be. That's why I say, fellas, it's got to be replaced with wooden dowel. It may take a little extra work, but it's not going to take that much more time than it's supposed to, because in realization, it's going to strengthen this model 100% immensely. You'll have strong yards. You can bop it all you want to. It's not going to bust. You can torque. You can tighten all your lines all you want to. It's not going to snap on you. These things you've got to do to make this model a lot more stronger. Everything else, it's strong as a bull. It's a very strong kit. It's a very detailed kit, and it's a museum quality kit. I'd say that this here kit, of all the injection molded sailing ship models ever made, even by Revell, or by all of them, even by Marks, all of them, this is the best one that ever was produced. But it's the plastic they use in it that really gives me the thumbs down on it. But Thumbs down will be thumbs up if you go ahead and make modifications by changing your doweling from plastic into to wood. And you follow those two methods right there, you can't go wrong. We'll get along here in discussion of the build. Once you open this bad boy up, this thing brings back so much memories to me. Yeah, no, I think one page too many. I'll go for the beginning of this thing. Right here, this is the history. Incidentally, I've got to add this as a note. The kit gives you, anybody who's built this has got this in their stash will agree with me. And these are in French. So they give you two booklets of instructions, French and English. And English right here. So that's good. Mostly I don't read it anyway. I just follow the paragraphs and go from there. So like I say, you lose these. You got your French instructions, but still to read French. But it's very important that you understand what you're doing. This kit here is a very, very difficult kit to build. And it goes together quite well. All it takes is a lot of time and patience. And he, like I say, the instructions in this and these in this manual itself and view is very, it's foreign and it's complicated. It starts out with history. It gives you how many histories that His Royal Majesty's Navy had, how many victories about this thing. This is about the third one. It tells you all the battles on there. The Battle of Trafalgar was Lord Horatio Nelson's flagship in the Battle of Trafalgar and where he died at on it and everything. And so it tells you everything about the victory here. I think the victory is a very important model to build and a very beautiful model to build. It's very historical and it's very much alive today. So anybody who goes to Portsmouth Harbor in England wants to see the HMAS Victory, do so. I mean, I've never been there before, but someday before I die, one of the days, I may take a trip to England and see all my wonderful friends out there and go aboard Lord Nelson's flagship and may pay a visit before my time is up. I would like to do that very much. I really would. Okay, right here's your parts list. No sprues, outlets, tells you what's that. Everything's right here. It tells you it packs. For example, you got a pack B, and it tells you it has 2 exact bags of the same thing. Some are 4 or 5 sprues of the same thing, especially the cannons and the gun cartridges, and also miscellaneous items that are repeatedly, even hammock rails too, all of them. So here's all your parts list. Once you take this plan, I suggest very highly, really, I mean very seriously, fellas, I would suggest very highly is stick your head these plans for a couple of days before you attack this here model. You just can't take it out of the box and build it and look at the plans because there's too much here to absorb and to discern before you start construction. Because if you start construction, you're going to regret it. You're going to get confused as a sterile rabbit. You're going to find out, hey, this is, where's this go at? Where's this go at? We should read further on. It will tell you. These are the whole parts list. This is everything it tells you. And if you want to compare your parts, you pull your parts out. Stuff like this. It tells you, oh yeah, okay, that's there, that's there. So far, it's not present on the sprue is the cut water that I glued on the valve. We'll show you that as we finish up the instructions. Mostly, it concentrates, it packs like this. Here's all your packs of parts. We'll get to this in a minute. Okay, here's your part list. A lot of parts. 2,100 and something parts. That's a lot of parts, fellas. Over here, it's kind of hard to understand. This is the table of your ropes. It tells you what kind of rigging thread to use. Now, here's another thing, too, you may want to add, since we're on the point of rigging. The kit gives you 4 spools of cotton line. Here's what they give you. You know what you do with this stuff? Don't throw it away. You can if you want to. You'd be a lot merciful if you would. Or just keep it in your string box and use it for something else, like hang an airplane up. Just kidding you, fellas. Reason being is because you notice they're all the same color. Why? This is cotton line. It's got to be dyed. You got to take all that line off and throw it in some dye water and pull that line off and let it dry and rewind it again. These tables of ropes right here correspond with the line here. I've got all the rigging threads I need. This is a professional sewing thread line I can use. I'll be using on this model. So right here, I will not throw away the trash can, but I will use it for the projects in case if anything arises I can use this on. Like I say, stuff like this you want to throw away, you can. Be a lot merciful if you would. So there's a table of your ropes and everything. It tells you what to do when you're rigging. So you gotta read the all these plans. Like I say, you got to adjust your mind on this thing for 2 or 3 days till you get a good figure, a good picture of what you're dealing with. Because you're dealing with a model that's from a foreign country, and dealing with an instruction manual that's in a foreign minor, opposed to Airfix and United States models. Okay, over here in the beginning of construction, here's your hull. Is not assembled yet. These are window panes I hear. Now these kits gives you an option. Now here's the option. The option is either you have the regular shutter bays, or you can use the glass shutter bays. The glass shutter bays can be installed, and the other shutter bays can be put on top of it. What this is here, it fills in the holes, the gun ports inside your hulls of your Vicky right here, on the hull side right here. Your gun, as on your gun deck, you got 2 rails. So you got a rail here where one wheel fits in, where it fits in inboard, where the gun's actually protruding, like most modelers see the Victory, with their guns out. Now, they get busted and knocked out a lot, too, so you got to be careful. So I'd suggest using 5-minute epoxy on those when you glue them inside there. We'll get to that as we go in the construction book. So get yourself a sandwich, snack, like yourself a cigarette, get yourself a shot of whiskey, or whatever you got to do, either relax and snack time. And this video is going to be a while because it's a very complex kit to build. And I like to make it as simple as I can to orchestrate the build of this model. Make it quite simpler for the novice. Okay, now these are clear. The reason why they're clear is, like I say, you got a line here. Say this is your this piece of paper is your gun deck. You got your gun deck cartridges fit right here. That's inboard. Now you want to stick it out and move over here to this line here. That's how it is. Only time you use these clear window panes for the shutter base is when the guns are lined up. They're inboard. They're not triced out in the battle operation. The reason being, I put those clear glass right there. I guess keep anything from sticking in it or keep them from falling out. I don't know. I don't know why. It'd be a lot more simpler. You just ignore it. So this step is optional. You can put those in if you wish. If not, just go ahead and use the shutter bays open. Take your guns. You either have them triced in or triced out for battle operation. That's that. Here's your stern galleries right here. They got to be all painted and treated for assemble the model. It's the best time to do all this stuff here and all this up here. This is the painting legend of everything, and also the construction of the stern, your stern galleries, also your side galleries. So it's pretty well explanatory right here. Now, over here, another thing here. You got these hangers, these little ropes. It tells you got to hang a piece of rope over cardboard and tie a knot and fish it through there. Forget about that, guys. I was wondering about that. Now, what the hell is that now? And later on, chapters in the instructions, it shows us hangers. All you do is tie a rope. It goes up to I think up to your gaff. Don't worry about that, guys. You can always there's ways of getting around that the way it's supposed to be. And that way is very simple. All you got to do is run a line to it, one hole, the other, one the other, and stick it up. Instead of doing all this preparation work, it's going to get painted and covered up with goop and everything else. So why that's the way. That's another treatment of the plan right there. It's hard to understand. That's our way of thinking of building this thing. But this thing's got to be built by steps. You just can't deviate from these plans because you run into problems. You really will. Okay, we know what to do about this. Once the hull is completely painted, these are treated next. Dry brushing technique, yellows and blacks. Here's your pinnace, your jolly boats, long boats. have the painting schedule here. I guess all these small sub-assemblies you got to build first before you actually construct the model. Right here is a preparation of the guns. I believe there's seven parts, each one of those 32 pounders right here on these guns right here. So that's about the route I'll go. What I'll do next is probably get the hull. My rule of thumb is get the hull pretty painted, get these galleries pretty installed and painted, then work on the guns last, and work on the guns next. And they'll be all painted, prepared, and ready for installation once you get your gun decks placed out. You see it as we construct the model. Get back over your arm. There you go. Good play. Here's your anchors. The HMAS Victory had 4 anchors. And these anchors here, I gave you 4 in the kit. They got to be constructed and painted. Now, if you notice your anchor, everybody's got this kit. The last one I built had a dimple right there. So you got to put some filler right above the flukes. Right in the middle of that stock of that anchor. It's like a sinkhole. It sunk in where it was cooling down. I don't know if this kit's got it or not. I'll find out right now if it does or not. It's in a brown screw, and the brown screw's right at the top here. Yep, right there. I was right. A little bit of putty's needed right there. Looks like a broke part of something. There's some parts there. I'll find it in the box. It'll be replaced with wood anyway. All right, we'll get along with instructions. That just caught my eye a while ago, fellas. Please forgive me that. Okay. She was a first rater. The HMAS Victory. She had over 100 and something guns. So you got a lot of cartridges. You got a lot of, you got your 32 pounder guns. You got a lot of work to do on there. These are all sub-assemblies got to be done. Once they're done, everything else will be a snap. It'll take time right there. Okay, right here is the painting of the hull. So like I'll say, I'll make sure the hull's painted first and everything. And before I put the guns to it. I guess these arrows right here signify where the guns pop out. Here's your gun decks right here. They all got to be painted and also installed. There's locations on there. Of course, you got your deck on top here. You got your beams across here to hold your decks in place. Once the hull's all painted and everything, guns are all done. Prepare your work board. Prepare your stand for it to sit on. And here's the other parts that'll be going on. This actually builds up. All these parts got to be done on and painted and everything. So be sure to pay special attention to the paint note. Now the decoration paint notes, they're way back over here somewhere. Right here. It's called decoration. It tells you mixture M2, which is white and green. That was the officers inside. Also, mixture 1 consists of light gray with a lot of white in it. Those are your mixtures. So pay attention to your mixture. It tells you how to mix these paints. All these paints are Humbrol colors too, which is beautiful. So here's all your paint codes and everything. Paint callouts. Here's where the your first forecastle bulkhead at there. That's up there where the head's at. Up there by the grading of the bowsprit. This unit here has got to be all painted. It tells you all the colors here, everything you need to know. It's such a here's that gun I was telling you about. When you look at that gun deck, now this is inboard. See, this cannon's inboard. As I talked about putting plastic, clear plastic behind it and put the shutter bay on the side. That plastic will do nothing. There's nowhere to get nothing going to get in there but dust. So it's always good just to go ahead if you don't want your gun sticking out because they get bopped and get broken very easily if you ain't careful, especially the shutter bays. So use ACC in your shutter bays. And so have your guns triced back if you wish, or you have them sticking out forward. So be careful, you want to bop them. So that's your option right there. Okay, come along quite gracefully on these instruction sheet. Copy of poop deck, all your deck call outs right here. Here's your side galleries you've already, so you can see this, fellas, I'm sorry. Here's your side galleries right here that you already previously painted up. All these parts got to be subassembly wise and painted up before you attach to the deck. Deck you to paint, use, you could use Tamiya deck teak, deck wood. Or you can use, go ahead and use ebony, which is a good color. Ivory, I mean. And ebony, not ebony, but ivory color. And it goes on quite well. There's a deck replacement for this also, fellas. If you don't want to paint this deck like that, say the deck, don't pitch it, because they got a wooden deck that fits on that. It's pretty costly, another $100 you got to pay. So it fits, it's like a real small wooden veneer, and it glues right on top of here. So there's nothing to consider. There is a deck replacement for this, and there's Photomatch parts for it as well. Me, I'm looking out of the box. Over here, this is all your hammock rails across here. They got to be glued in. Here's your hammocks. You simulate your hammocks when they're all triced up and airing and bedding. So those got to be painted like a white color. And they stick right in between those horseshoe-shaped hammock hangers. And you got to add your rigging line across there. These are very fragile too. I remember that last kit. There's a jig right here, a rigging jig for knitting, which goes across here. It shows you how to do all your knitting. So this is a very complex kit. So you really got to pay special attention to the instructions to get actually a good feel of what you're dealing with. Okay, going to the bowsprit. You get your trail boards right here. Everything is simple across here. And over here, you got your rigging on here. It shows you, it says refer to different chapters for your rigging. So you got to go back a few more pages back here to find the rigging at, and rig does the same. So everything is rigging everything at its later chapters. So you had to skip about 4 or 5 pages and see what they're talking about and rig that the same. Now, what's really good about the rigging, we'll get to that as we, I don't want to confuse the issue right now. We'll get to that as we go on, follow along with the instructions. Here's the on the not the billboard, but on the figure 4 head, the Victory had this shield right here, many colors. So pay special attention to the color range of that. And it fits over here across on the cut water. Paint all your cut water in. And all these parts, all these E parts right here, these are your rigging tables. That'll be explained in later chapters behind a few more pages you go up. We'll see them as we review the instructions. So that's why you say, well, what's that? Rigging line? It's like blocks to me. And it tells you where the chapter's at because it tells you right here where to go to. So you're going to go back and look where that and rig those up. Very simple. It's not very hard. It's just got the treatment of the plan. What they do here, guys, they try to break down, make it simple as you can without confusion. And so, this kit's confusing enough as is, but without making any more confusion. So that's pretty good. Okay, your E is your standing rigging. All your E's, your standing rigging goes across them. There's all your bob stays that fit on top of your bowsprit. They're all rigged up. Usually you harness a couple of lines across here and hook up your blocks and you rig your blocks to the side. Here's your standing rigging. You got your back stays, all your forestays. You got your shrouds there. And your shrouds are done with this jig right here. So you got to weave them. Now, they tell you use this. Plastic cement. Don't even use that. All it does is creates a mess. Get yourself a container, put some ACC in it, take a nice glue point, a nice ball point, something that'll pick up the ACC, and dabble ACC in every one of those ropes. It's time consuming, but it's the best way because if you glue them, you take them apart, they're going to fall apart. Believe me. And you're going to go, oh, God, I just did. You got to go through all over again. So I'm saving you guys a lot of pain and agony. So once you got your shrouds on there, each one of these shrouds are a pair. So by rigging the shroud 3 times, you get this, this, and this. 3 times, you get this, this, and this. Your upper shrouds. So that's done with this jig here. So once it's all jigged up perfectly, you take your AC glue everywhere, every line where it goes across, so it's hooked up to your vertical. Take a horizontal and crazy glue on it. They'll stick. Then when you clip them off, they'll look fine. There's special instructions to tell you this. Here's all your sails. It comes with some sails. The sails are pretty dire, but can be used. And I like not to use them on this one. All right. Go along again. Okay, guys, here's your legends right here of your rigging. You got right across here. You guys can't see this. Yeah, now. I wish this camera was clear so you could see. I'm so handicapped now that having a good camera, it's pitiful. Okay, you got your belaying benches, your fife rails. Each one of these numbers here signify which the rigging goes to, hooks up to. So this is very important when it comes to rigging. You can find out where it all goes to. This here teaches you how to make your landers, teach you how to make a purchase. And you see this? This E. This is all your back ropes are here. These are your back, your standing rigging, your backstays. And your forestays and backstays. And right here tells you shows you how you rig your blocks up and everything. Right here, this is very beautiful. I love this. Thank you, Heller. This is a genius. Do not take these dead eyes off this sprue here. Do not. You do that, you just double your pleasure by extra work you don't need to do. This is your jig. This is pre-jigged right there in your dead eyes where your shrouds are at. All you got, that shows you right here how to rig them up, right here. After they're all rigged up, when it comes to put them on there, you snip, and they're already done. And hook up your shrouds to it. And you're ready to go. So be careful in that respect. So right here is your rigging. Let's teach you all these steps, like refer back to chapter 4. Do this. You come back here and see that. And goes over there. It shows you how to do it. You guys know how it goes. Just pay special attention. Here's your decoration. Has all the color call outs. It tells you how to make all these mixtures and stuff. Beautiful. Okay, now we're getting into the yards and yard arms and mast. This is where it gets hairy and crazy. This is where all your rigging goes at. A lot of rigging this thing has. You got to follow these rigging codes. You got to make sure that all these go where they're supposed to go. Where in these boxes tells you where they go, end up going, right to the fife rail. So you got to read all this, adjust it in your mind, so you get a good, clear vision of what you're doing. Right here, this is your main. Was it foremast? Yeah, this is your foremast. Right here, don't replace this. You do replace all your yards. Replace this assembly here and replace that. That's where you got to go. That's what I'm going to do on this one. Because like I say, you can use the kits, but it's too difficult. I mean, it's too fat. You just got to be careful, guys. And you got all your rigging here to do. A lot of rigging, guys, so take your time. This model ain't going to be built overnight. It's like Rome, wasn't built in one day. Okay, over here is the continuation of the foremast assembly. The same thing over here. You got your mainmast, also your mizzenmast. It's all there. Same method of construction. Here's your shrouds right here. These shrouds tie off on top of your dead eyes across here. There's more rigging installation on it. I'll show you. You got to make sure you place your shrouds on before you put your platform on. So there's a lot of stuff here, guys. She's getting completed a little bit, isn't she? You can see this is how far it should be by following the instructions. There's for clarity, they didn't add the shrouds on there. The rat lines. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to the upper step of the mast. Shows you how all this rigging goes right across here. Now, if you want to put sails on, this is how it's rigged with sails. In other words, omit the rigging of the sails. You got your lanterns on there, got to be painted, installed. So it's pretty much there, guys. You just got to follow the instructions very carefully. Because like I say, guys, this is a good model. It can be built very easily with ease without hair pulling. Just follow the instructions and take your time, lots of time. These things require lots of time. Airplane models require lots of time too, but not as much time as these do. Okay, we're going to put the instructions over here. Top of the French ones. We'll get to the screws now. Well, we'll start with the hull first. I went ahead and shaded. I already got the hull good last night. I used, I hate using this stuff, but I used it anyway. This ACC. What I did, I brushed on this to me extra thin. I got the hull glued together and clamped. I used a bunch of clamps I got over here. I clamped them down when they dried. Then I laid a bead of this on there to seal it tight. So this thing ain't going nowhere. It's strong. This thing's a strong piece of plastic. Oh yeah, you got to be careful of these bollards right here. They're very fragile in here. These here bollards. So once in a while you're going to go like this. Don't do that. Put something on top of here to keep this thing, because they'll get busted. They're fragile too. And I've got the cut water on there already. Got the billboard on there where the anchors go. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and paint this whole thing. I'll paint this whole thing white inside and out. Now, there's another thing that I've learned that I should have done a long time ago. Everybody I know who has HMAS Victory except museums has always painted sunflower yellow or some kind of yellow on here. But in real life, fellas, it wasn't painted yellow, but they're painted ochre. This ochre looks like kind of like a tannish yellow or some sort. Humbrol 83 is your Humbrol colors. Right here. That's the color it is right there, guys. This is ochre. That supersedes the yellow. That's what I'm doing on this. Paint it white first. Paint all your ochre first inside your gun ports. Seal up the gun ports right here and paint black on there. Now, for your black, so I'll let it stay over here, guys, because you don't want to damage this. Damage this part there. Okay, where was I? Yeah, here I am. Yeah. I'll put a little filler across there. I sanded the whole thing first before I put this filler in. I just made sure, so it needs to be a little more resanded again. I'll get that later on. And when it's done, after the hull is completely painted, you mask off your water line. I got some copper. I got some good copper paint that I use. Ace copper. This is good copper. Don't use gold, guys. Gold would make a good base for copper. Use this copper. Now, once that copper is dried, 24 hours, overnight. Hull's all painted, guys. Remember, it's all painted. You got your black, your ochre lines on there. All done. Once your water lines are painted, take the hull, let it dry. 24 hours. Then come back. Get yourself some leaf green paint, turpentine, small bowl, and some white paint. Leaf green and white. Here we go. A little tip from Frankie Day. Get this ACC out of the way before it ends up my lap. With a big, large quarter-inch paintbrush. Remember, it's painted copper. You take your white paint first, and you brush. Let's go over here so you can see better, guys. I try to make good videos here. And my videos are not professional, believe me. I might be a good model builder, but when it comes to videos and stuff like this, I stink worse than a skunk does. And I admit that, know that. You take your white paint, right here. Dip it in, and you make verticals all the way here. All you do is put lines across here full of white paint. Don't be bashful. It's not going to mix up with the copper. Once that's all done on both sides, I go probably about a ½ inch wide, all the way down from keel to the freeboard of the water line. Once that white's all done, then you take this. You take your green. Take your green, and you go right over it. Same thing. Right over the white. Right over the white. Until it's completely done. All done. Port and starboard. There's happy and good mistakes in this. There really is. All the way across here. Up on port, down on starboard. All the way. All the way down to it's all done. Let it dry. Now, here comes the hat trick. Like the great Steve Presky says, this is where you make lemons into lemonade. This is where you turn lemons into lemonade. Get yourself this. Turpentine. Get yourself a small bowl. Don't use no plastic stuff because it'll eat through it. Bowl. Metal bowl, porcelain bowl, a modeling bowl. Don't take mama's white bowl. She'll kill you and make you sleep on the couch for 2 years. Believe me. You just have an old beat up bowl, mixing bowl. Fill in so much turpentine. Then, remember the white and the green you went over? Then you take your bowl of turpentine, immerse it, and work that turpentine in while doing this. What you're doing is you're melding, you're blending in the white and the green, and it gives it that oxidation look, that beautiful look. It's time consuming, but it's good. But make sure that tape is very tight on there. And you don't want to get it too wet with turpentine because it'll run over the black. If it does, remask when it dries. When all this dries, just remask over, touch up with an airbrush. There'll be no fuss on us. So that's how you do that. You'd be surprised how good it looks, guys. I learned that from my father. He taught me that many years ago. My father used to work in model shops years ago. When he got out of the Navy, you know, he couldn't get a job anywhere. He's very good with his hands. He used to work in Washington, D.C. in these model shops. He told me about all these big museum-type dockside models they built. I asked my father, gee, Dad, how long does it take for a fellow to build something like that? He says, Frank, ain't one man does not build that. It takes 5 or 6 guys to build one of those at once. I said, boy, that kind of gets in everybody's way, don't it? Nope. Because when building a model, what do you do? The first thing you do with a model when you build one? Well, you build it. There you go. That's called a builder. He lays down the bulkheads and the frame, and he'll plank the whole ship. It's perfect. The next crew walks in, be 3 or 4 guys, and they'll come in and start painting it. You got another 3 more guys come in and start putting portholes in. Then you got the fitter. The guy works for the lathe all day long, and he makes all these parts for the ship. Then you get the fitter comes in there and he puts all the parts in like vents, goosenecks, windlasses, winches, anchors, guns, life lockers, funnel tops. All these parts are custom made per plans. So it takes about 4 or 5 guys to build something that big. Something like this, my father said it takes two people to build it. So you got one that's always, you got one that's painting and one that's rigging and one that's doing this, doing that. I said, that's a lot of work. That's how they do it. So that's how they build these big long models. And you're almost wondering, and whoa, how long will it take to build something like this? That's how it goes, fellas. Okay, back to this. Once this is all done, tape pulled up, you look back at it, and you say, boy, that's a fine pizza pie right there. That's nice. Now for a work base, you can make it out of styrofoam. You sell a piece of styrofoam and kind of cut out like an old type base. You can lay it in there very, very softly without damage, or you can go ahead and use the kit's base. We'll get into that. Okay, the hull's been done. We all got that all painted. She's ready, and it's all finished, fellas. And then we'll go for some more game. Okay, we'll try this through first. That's why I took the anchors from. These are the base right here where you stand. I imagine there's two of these screws. There is. Yes, there is. Yep, two screws. Okay, the first screw consists of, well, I'm going to confuse myself here. Bear with me, fellas, bear with me. Oh, boy. Like some parts must have came out of this thing or something. I bought this thing brand new, too. I knew damn well to get my hands into it. Anyway, this was laying by itself. It may have been wrapped up one time. I don't know. I don't think I got into it. So this through here, you got your rigging jigs in there. You got all your mast on there. And a lot of these things look warped. But they get straightened out once they're glued. So like I say, guys, you got to make these masts and everything out of wooden dowling. You got to duplicate this mast. To get these rings here, use paper pieces of paper, make paper rings. And that'll give you your mast doublings. Okay, this goes right here. Why don't you put this aside over here, because there's some parts all over the place. I broke something here. Here's the one I showed you a while ago. I already taken the cut water off this, and also what else I took off that thing? Well, that's about it. Was moved from here. Got it over there gently. Put these over here. Looks like I got some work to do on these parts laying around here. And this pack here has all your 32 pounders. Here's all your clear parts here. Here's all your 32 pounders, all your gun cartridges, your wheels, everything. Here's a tip for me, guys. These got to be painted ochre or yellow. After you assemble your guns, your cannons, don't take those cartridges off the screws yet. Get yourself some white primer white paint and spray each one of these screws white. Then go back over the ochre or yellow. Then you go ahead and assemble it. It makes it a lot quicker. Then anything that's been cut off from here, you can touch up with yellow. Okay, put this over here. This bag right here is your jolly boats, pinnaces, all your hammocks right here. Part of officers' country. Back your poop deck, your victory platform. This part of your display stand. Channels right here, and this packet of red is your shutter bays. There's all your blocks and dead eyes. Like I say, they're all jigged in. Do not take these off here. They got to be on these are your jigs. That's a very beautiful That's an ingenious design right there. And here's part of your bow. You cut your grating, uh, your shutter bags, everything. They got to be primed. Here's your decks. These are your gun decks. Right here, if you can see it, you can see it, can you? Right, where's that? Right here? Right here? Here, yeah. Let me show you guys something here, okay? Yeah, right here. See it right here? That rail? Say this is a cannon car. This whole pipe bill got loose too. Where was I here? I'm confused right here, yeah. That's if you want an inboard like that, your cannons. The cartridge fit here. That's when that you got to put that clear window pane in there and put the shutter bay up here. Now the inboard. Now, if you want them for battle operation, you move up forward this way, right behind that line there. They're sticking out. It's all aligned here, fellas. So this is your gun deck right here. Here's more of your decks right here. And there's more of those parts right there I got broken off. Sure shooting out of that snap. I know damn well it did. I'm going to fix that right now. Got some loose parts in here. I don't know how the hell I found it. Like, lesser laying on top. This is a brand new model. I never bought this off nobody. That's it. So here's your decks right here. Wood texture is very good. It can take washes very easy. So like I say, this deck is option. You can buy yourself a wooden deck. I think you run 100 and something bucks. And they're expensive. So I'm painting mine. I'm not that lazy. Those howlers have a little catalog to give you. Okay, guys, that's about concludes the inbox review of this. I'm trying to figure out where these parts go and take care of it from there. Like I keep saying, guys, you gotta be very careful with this thing. This thing is very brittle, these parts. A lot of the stuff's got to be replaced. And that's what Frankie Day's gonna do. He's gonna replace some of this stuff. Beautiful. Take this off here, put it back in place. Put this over here, and we'll get back to the rest later on. I'm gonna figure out where these go at and repair same. Alrighty then. Uh-oh. Try to check around, see if any parts fell out. I saw a land a while ago. That's all I seen. Okay, that's about it, guys. This stuff here, I gotta figure out what's what. That goes the anchor. That's a 5-rail bench. Oh my god. These to be replaced. These are studding yards. That goes here. It's okay. They're going to be replaced. That's sprue right there. Yep, like that. Boy, I forgot how to do it. Yeah, easy to take care of. No problem, no problem, Mr. Watson. No problem. I know where this goes to. All right, enough of that. Okay, bring back yours truly. Okay, fellas, that's about the conclusion of video one of my entry for my winter build. I'll be probably working on the hull tonight, doing some priming and painting on it, and that'll be it. And I'll have some videos. What I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna start making a series of videos on this thing, kind of, and there'll be a live action video series. I'll be building this thing, and a lot of work I'll be doing, and I get these videos all pre-made. All I gotta do is just upload them on the tube. Okay, guys, that's about it right now. I still couldn't find my stencils to my Hellcat, and they're very important stencils too, right on, especially on the propeller. That's why I got kind of felt kind of low yesterday. What the hell? Get this thing done, Frank, and get a video of it. And it says I got stuff coming along. It's just holding me back. I want to get it out of here. Done. It's been over a year now. Get this stuff finished and get it gone. And that's what it is. It looks pretty good. It's hanging out above me over here. You have a little sneak peek. There's old John Wayne right there. There's the rest of my beautiful flying fleet up there. Mars. There's my Hawker Hurricane. There's my short Sunbird flying boat. There's my Hellcat. I took both down and hung it in the bathroom. There's the Gulf Hawk, the Albatross. They're all there, guys. Everything's there. Guitar, everything. Here I am, right here. Okay, guys, I think this video went long enough. So I'd like to thank everybody for your wonderful candor, your wonderful comments. And so stay around me for a long time. I'll be building this HMAS Victory. And I'll be posting some videos all coming your way. Mr. Bruce Kerr of Mystic Ship Models. I got my Gorch out there in my bunk room. I'll be working on that too, along with this also. And I also have a video of that coming up to you, fellas. So right now I'm going to do a little work on my Victory. I'll probably get the Gorge Porch out here, so I'll work on it a little bit. And keep it going. Have a video of that coming up pretty soon. What I'm thinking about. Right now I'm going to see if I can salvage these things. Not, I'll just make some out of wood. That's not that. I don't know how the hell they got broke like that. It's a brand new kit too. This thing was sealed when I bought it. I bought this at it's at a garage sale. No. It wasn't a garage sale. It was down there. I bought it. It was about 40 miles from my house. This place called Turtle Creek. It's a flea market. And I went there to look around for some stuff. And I seen it sitting there in a box. Wow, I can use another one of those. And it was sealed up in the box. I don't know how that sprue got uncovered. They must not have bagged and tagged it. I checked that brown sprues a while ago. Ain't no way it could have come out of a sack or something. How the hell did I get loose like it did? That's why it got broken and got loose. So it's always good to check your parts out. Like I say, they're going to be placed with wood anyway, so I don't know why I'm going to try and salvage them for. But anyway, that's it. Okay, guys, make mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Take care of yourselves. Stay focused when you're driving. Pay attention when you're outside. You're going shopping and stuff for your family. Watch yourselves. Watch your step. And you got winter coming up. That means promotes model building. Because outdoor activities will not be there no more because of the season. And right now, God gave us 2 or 3 good days right now. We got good summer-like weather out here. It's more or less like Indian summer, I think it is. I think it is Indian summer we have out here. After that, hell, old man winter's going to blow in his gale. So I have that coming in. Okay, it's enough for me. Enough for the Victory. Stay posted for the Stay tuned for the Gorge Fork. I got that coming up for you. So that'll be coming your way. So this is Frankie Day for Frankie Day Models. Stay safe. I love you guys. You guys take care of yourselves, fellas. I'll get back to some of your comments out there. I've been answering them slowly but surely while I get back at them. So thank you very much, guys, for reviewing my videos. And they'll get better as I got a new camera. Right now, I got to suffice for what I've got. Because things will get better. And I know one thing's getting better around the household here. The day household's going quite well. My brother, he took off. He's gone. I'm by myself now. And things will be okay. Okay, this is Frankie Day for Frankie Day Models signing off. And I'd like to thank everybody again. God bless you guys. Stay posted for the Gorge Fork. How that comes next. Thanks, boys. God bless you all.